Hi, thanks for joining us for another session of Industry Meets Innovation. I'm here with Greg Munden. Greg is the owner of Munden Trucking, a full-service repair and trucking facility. They also have a log haul division and harvesting division. And Greg is a past president of the BC Trucking Association. And he really is a leader when it comes to bringing innovation and technology into their industry. Greg, I was hoping today we could talk a little bit about telematics and e-logs that you were one of the early ones to implement in your industry.
Sure. Yeah, thanks for having me, John. Happy to chat about this. Exciting time in the trucking industry, actually, from an innovation standpoint. A lot of people don't realize it. So, yeah, telematics and e-logs, we've adopted more than 6 years ago, and many companies are just looking at it today. But it's kind of revolutionized how we do things, both in the truck, in the cab of the truck, as well as in the back office. We can monitor basically all the activities of our truck, from speed to driver hours to driver habits, those kind of things, and really capture a whole lot of data.
And that's in the telematics portion. Then the e-log is something that we've heard a lot of talk about. That's replacing traditional write down your hours, correct?
Yep, yeah, exactly. June 2021, it will actually be in regulation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these new things, whether it's telematics for keeping track of what's going on in the truck, or e-logs where it's a permanent record of the driving that's taking place and where a driver's going to. Yeah. How is this helping your industry from a safety point of view? And are there also benefits to the driver that's driving a vehicle equipped with these features?
Well, from a safety standpoint, I think it's a game changer. For a long time, the industry in some sectors has really been the Wild West. I mean, people hand wrote logs and unfortunately, some ran 2 logbooks when 1 logbook wasn't adequate. Or they would simply alter what they put down on their logbook because they could. It was very easy to do. So as a result, from a safety standpoint, you could have drivers, far exceeding their hours of service requirements, driving more hours than we would want to see people on the road. Electronic logbooks really has closed that loop. The electronics are tied right to the computer on the truck. When the truck hits a certain speed, the drivers are just, without question, they are on duty driving. Can't be changed. The only thing that they can answer to is the activities that they're doing when they're not driving, which is fine. But again, it's all electronic. It's time stamped. It's really not that obviously anything can be altered and people find ways of doing it, but it is far more difficult to put forward incorrect hours of service under this new electronic world.
Yeah, well, your fleet of log haul drivers, and if you look at any commercial drivers that are on the road all the time, it's an industry that's ran very much the same for years. When you were first getting some of those electronics into the cabs of vehicles, and you were very early, one of the first ones for sure in the province, how did you deal with driver acceptance? Because it doesn't matter if you're in trucking, any field where we're trying to put electronics into the hands of people, there can be a little bit of pushback.
Yeah, no, for sure. And there was concern. There was definitely concern on the part of our drivers. I mean, it would put limitations on them that other people that they're working around for other companies don't have. They really, I think, wondered if it would be a watchdog over everything that they did. So we, for us, and I think with any change, with any technology, talking about it early. We spent a lot of time talking with our drivers about our desire to implement this new technology. We found a couple of internal champions who were interested, tech savvy, unafraid of it, I guess, coming out of the gate, to get those in their trucks first, get them used to it, and let them provide the good feedback to the rest of our team, which I think worked really well. And we didn't use it as a stick to find every little nitpicky thing about how they did their jobs to scold them over or whatever. We really tried to use it as a tool that we could work together to get better and improve their lives. And I think they've seen a whole bunch of benefits that have come out of this. I mean, one of the big things is they don't spend a lot of time now dealing with the paperwork in getting a logbook done right and legible. It's perfect. It's a perfect logbook every time, and so they save time doing that, which really gives them more time to drive and earn money, which is really what they get paid to do. And as well, they're never worried about the little errors that they might make on an inspection report or a logbook that could see them get a ticket. Maybe they're fully in compliance, but they've missed signing something, they've missed a checkbox somewhere. That doesn't happen anymore. So I think they really see the benefits of that. And I think at the end of the day that they also know that we're serious about safety, and we want them to be safe. We don't want them to exceed their hours of service. So I think that's an actual attraction piece for us in attracting people to our company.
No, that's great. I know you're always going to be on top of any new technology that comes in. If you were going to look in your crystal ball, Greg, and look from a trucking industry point of view, what do you see maybe coming down the way? And I would say normally 10 years, but we move so fast, maybe in the next 5 years. Do you see anything significant that might be coming in that, again, will add some benefit to your industry?
Well, telematics keeps moving, and it will keep moving. They're integrating dash cam technology into the telematics system where you can actually see a video of certain segments of the activity that's happened. But I think probably the real innovation is going to be on the truck side itself. So the manufacturing of the trucks, the advanced driver assistance systems. So people talk about the autonomous truck. I think we're a long ways from widespread autonomy. But certainly elements of it, lane keeping, adaptive cruise control. I mean, some of the things that you see in some of the high-end cars today, that they're not very far away from being introduced into trucks, and we're moving further and further down that sort of autonomous path. What's important to me for people considering jobs in this industry, though, is autonomy is never going to replace a driver, or certainly not in my lifetime. I liken it to the autopilot in an airplane. Autopilot has changed the role of the pilot, and they're involved in doing different things, higher level activities, which is a good thing. But the pilot's still in the captain's seat, and the co-pilot's still in the seat beside him. And I think I see the same thing for trucking. But it's certainly going to make it safer. It's going to relieve some stress on the driver, where it can take over certain portions of the route.
No, that's great. Greg, thank you for taking the time to share and talk about this. I think we keep hearing that consistent message that when it comes to industry, the leaders and the companies that are doing well are the ones that are embracing innovation, embracing technology, and learning how they can apply it to make things safer, to make things more profitable, and to make it more user-friendly for their employees and for their customers. Greg, it's been a pleasure.
All right. Thanks, John.